Hello, hello, good afternoon. How is everybody today? Kathy, Juan, Marty, and Ahmed.
Hey guys.
Good.
Hey, Ahmed.
Hello.
How are you?
Everybody? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. And thank you very much for being here today, this afternoon, in spite of your busy schedules. I think we all are connected with the same source. Aviation has been the same source for us to be connected. Nevertheless, we all sort of do different things in our life beyond our work as well. And today being the second episode of Auracious Talks podcast series. And this episode is based on yet another book. And I have my wonderful guests here, Juan, Marty, and of course, thank you, Kathy. The lean startup. I believe she got her hands on while she was. Were you flying at that time, Kathy?
Yes.
So just now she was telling me that she got all her time to organize a few things while she was on a stopover. Yeah, I'm not going to name the destination, but yeah, it was a long one, and she got good time to take rest and read a few things about the book as well. So we're all set for this. So welcome, Juan and Marty. And if you would like to talk about the lean startup, why did you choose to talk about this book, and how is it related to what you are doing currently?
Okay, Juan, shall I go ahead?
Anybody, yeah.
Okay, basically, this book is called Lean Startup, but you can use the bottom line of the book. You can use it for any business. So basically, we decide this because since we're starting this project, we think it's a good reference for all of us to understand that it doesn't have to be perfect at the beginning. It doesn't have to be a finished product. Lean Startup is a book that basically teaches you to start simple, to start easy, even to be ashamed of your product, but just jump into the market. Once you are in the market, you keep iterating and learning more and more, and you just make it better with the time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marty. And, I definitely do agree there. If you keep waiting and preparing and planning, you probably would never be able to launch something that is so dear and passionate to you, because you will be criticizing and over analyzing yourself. And by the time you are ready, things already have changed, whether in the market or the technology or anything else, or maybe your mindset, yeah, for that matter. So I will welcome the next points from Juan on this.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there is nothing like perfection. You will never be perfect in the market. The market will punish you no matter what. You're not going to be able to please absolutely every single customer. That's basically what it is. And if you're going to wait until you have a product that will fit every single personality out there, you're just going to keep it in the paper. And that's why most projects never see the light of day. So from our side, we wanted to take that concept and apply it to our business. And we are more about launching, getting feedback, and then just improving as we go, but have the product out there for the customers to try it out and then be able to provide feedback for us.
Great. So Juan, I do agree, and we are going to talk about what this other concept or the other initiative or leadership initiative is that is related to points from this book, like minimum viable product, and how did you think of working on that, and how is it adding value to people's lives? We are going to talk about that in a bit. But just a question: how do you think this business tech startup book will actually, you can use it for a regular service-based business?
Yeah, it's just that. It's basically the concept. It's taking the concept, as Marty said. There is no perfection. So take the concept, create your MVP, which is your minimum viable product.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that, which is something that most likely you're going to be ashamed of. I mean, most people say if you're not ashamed of your initial product, you send it too late to the market. So basically have that. Once you put that into words, you put that package together, launch it straight away. Don't wait. I mean, again, there is no perfection. So yes, you should have a small business plan to see where you're going, but you cannot have all the pieces together before you launch. If you're going to wait for that, you will never launch. So same with tech startup. That applies to your service. If you have a consultancy, a digital marketing agency, anything, any kind of service that you offer, you just need to have something that that you can put into the market and launch it. And from there, just start getting feedback and then start improving as you go.
Great. Thank you so much for all those points. And now my question is open to everybody, Ahmed and Kathy as well, because I believe we all are working on some things that are very passionate to us and that are contributing in many ways into people's lives. Like taking the example from last or the first episode that we did, finding your ikigai, I'm sure the retreat plus the concepts and the values from the book beautifully worked with people who went on that retreat, and with Kathy as well, with Juan, Marty, you joined them in some bits of it. And you know, it brought a lot of value in your work and then people's lives as well. So it gave you an amount of satisfaction, contentment that yes, job well done. It may not have, some parts of it may not have worked as per plan or as per the preparation, like you said, Juan. You will never know until you get it out there, right? It was the first for Kathy as well. I'm sure she is very happy with that, and she strives or tries to do even better for the next one. And you have all our support as well for that. Now, one question for all. What is that one critical element that is needed for this MVP, minimum viable product or service? What is that one thing that, you know, gives you that push? Plan or no plan, doesn't matter. What would you say? And who would like to go first?
Courage.
Thank you. I love it could be courage, it could be something else for each one of us, to each his own. You know, we have unique personalities, we have unique services to offer to people as well, and we have unique passions, right? Ahmed, what would you say?
To be honest, like I come from, I do have a tech startup as well, so I understand completely the MVP part of things where you don't need to go full on. I also help people make their own MVPs, and what I usually tell people is that just a WhatsApp group can validate your business model. A Facebook page can validate your business model. You don't need to go full on and build the next Amazon to validate that you have a good business idea or not. But the whole point of a lean startup is that you start with one thing, because answering your question is like, what is it that I need to start? The way we do it is that we break down a platform or a service or any business into features, you know. And when you're usually starting, you don't really have that much funds, usually funded by friends and family or your own funds and so on.
Absolutely.
So you try to get only the features that you can afford and they are still relevant to your customers. Okay, like saying or assuming that you've done your market research and you surveyed your people and you surveyed customers on what they want in your product. And once you start with that one feature, then you keep testing, as Juan and Marty kept said, like, so you get one feature out, ask people, maybe they might not even like it, change, get another feature on, and so on. So there's no black and white really when it comes to what should I start with. It's all about what you think or what people think is the most important feature that you can afford to make or that you can afford to provide.
Yes, and there is another point I would like to say as well, that when you start, you normally have no money. So for the financials of the company, you need to start with a basic product because you don't have money to invest. Right. So you somehow need to start generating cash flow as well. So slowly, while you're generating cash flow, you reinvest it, and normally you optimize this processor, the process of the company. So you keep optimizing the investment, and is when you just grow and grow and grow. So I think that the main idea is as well to have a plan, throw it to the market, generate cash flow, with the minimum viable product and later you can just start reinvesting and growing.
Absolutely. I think Juan had a very, he had a smile on his face, and I don't know if that's the reason, because Marty comes from a very strong finance background, and I can relate to that when I did the introduction with them, the very first meeting. And he talked about some things that were very logical, that were very analytical, and did make a lot of sense. Of course, you have your product. Of course, you do the feedback, you do the survey, and you see what's in it for the customers. Not more so, who are you and what do you do? There could be zillions of other people doing the same thing, but what stands out in your product or service always has to be some connect that the customers can make. Or, for example, Ahmed, usually on LinkedIn, your posts are very, very intriguing, interesting, and always there is a message, there is a knowledge that people can take for them, for their businesses or for their lives, and they can, depending on their requirements, they can then come back and ask you for help, right? So rather than telling them, hey, we are there, we do A, B, C, D, you actually throw in a punch, which they get sort of relate to and they get attracted to, and they come and they perhaps sign up or utilize your services, and then the feedback comes in a little later, right? So that is one part of doing it.
So just very quickly, for me, there are three very important things that you need to have. So, and that's, I was actually laughing because of Kathy's cat.
Okay. I noticed,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We have kids coming on calls. That's live.
But there are kind of three very important things, which is, one of them is you should not fall in love with your product, because at the end you might have to trash that product. If the market doesn't like it, you might have to trash it. So you should not fall in love with your product. Second, you should provide value. If you're not providing value, as you were saying, then there is absolutely nothing. As you mentioned, Ahmed's LinkedIn post, they always provide some value. So if you're not providing value, then there is no point in launching. And number three, you need to have, but then I will be going into a different book, but it's just existential flexibility. You have to be willing to change the full course of your company.
Absolutely.
If that's what the market requires, and that's what's going to make you forward your costs.
Really valid points there. And I would also say that three, again, very critical points would be, is the product or the service actionable? Is it really, a realistic one? Is it accessible? Is it easily accessible by people? What is the mode? What is the platform? For example, in your case, when the leadership or mindset workouts, are they easily accessible to the people? Can they come? Can they join? Is it online? Is it offline? And also auditable. So survey and feedbacks, once you launch a product out there in the market, how often do you actually audit it? And what are the ways you audit that product or the service? That is also very important for you to gather enough data from the customers or potential customers so that you can improve on that. And I very, strongly agree with you, Juan, what you said, that don't fall in love with your product, because if you get too comfortable in that comfort zone, then you're not improving, you're not doing anything better. You're just sitting with that one achievement, and then, we have seen lots of sign of many brands.
The thing is, it's not about being in your comfort zone. Is that sometimes if you fall in love with your product, you are not going to be willing to accept feedback, because you're going to believe that what you're doing is the right thing. And that's what you cannot do, because you are gathering feedback, you're auditing your product. That's what you just mentioned. So you have to be willing to change the entire product if that's the case.
Absolutely.
That's where I was going with the not falling in love with the product. It's just being able to trash it if needed.
Right. So we have a lot of points from the book. Ahmed and Kathy or Marty, would you like to talk about any other element of the book before we move into the next?
I would like to mention a case study it mentions in the book about this company that they were going to the shoe store. They take the pictures of the most sell shoes,
right,
and they put it on the website. And when people buy, they weren't going to the shoe shop, they got the shoes and then they ship it. So this is the perfect example of what is an MVP. And these guys, after a couple of years, they sold the company for I don't know how many billions of dollars. So
yeah, that's a story of ASOS, just for everybody to know.
Also, ASOS and Zappa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just the clear example that you can start with absolutely nothing and just grow and grow and grow and finally just achieve.
Absolutely. And then when you, for example, a lot of companies these days are listing for, you know, IPOs and public offerings. Initially, their product or the service has a lot of value. For example, I would take Byju's, for example. I don't know if anyone of you have heard about Byju's. It's an online learning platform for kids, primarily started in India, but it teamed up with Disney so that they could make their offerings very interesting for the kids, and online learning doesn't become really boring for them. Now they are running into billions, you know, billions of dollars worth of company, and they are acquiring brands after brands. So that's how it all starts. It all starts with your vision. It all starts with your why, with your purpose. You know, in our last episode, we talked about purpose, purpose of your life, purpose of your happiness. And this episode, we are talking about purpose of your product, your vision, your company. Why do you do something that you do? Right. Any parting thoughts from the book from you, Ahmed or Kathy?
No, I agree 100% with the part what Juan said. It's one thing that I really believe in when it comes to tech. If you're happy with your product, you have a very bad product. I agree with you 100%. If you are happy with your product, you're doing something wrong. So I agree on that point. And he said it a few times, so he really got my attention with that.
Exactly. And if you're number one, for example, in the competition, in the market, you're number one, but you need to be consistently number one. And for that, you need to make changes in either your business model or the product cycle or the feedback that you are getting from the customers or even from competitors. I mean, take example of Apple and Samsung, for example, you know, where they are, how they are unique in their own offerings, but then they keep making changes. Right. So that's what puts them on the pedestal. Maybe Juan has, something else.
Yeah, but again, and then I'm again going to another book, but why are you number one? What metrics are you using? And that's the problem. Metrics that we use for number one are very arbitrary. We're never really number one because we might be number one in one aspect, but another company has a better product or a better customer service or something. So these metrics that we are using about being number one and everything should actually disappear. We should be creating our products and our companies to withstand the passing of time. You know, we should create them as an infinite game company. So they should be outlasting us and just creating an impact on the world.
And leaving a legacy with your brand. This is what Juan is trying to say here as well. And I definitely do agree with that as well. There are many vision-driven companies and who have a lot of value proposition to share with either their clients or the entire world. You know, world is now moving into, or the brands are now moving into having that emotional connect with people, talking about that emotional connect first and having that brand logo or the company logo somewhere in the right hand or left hand side of the corner, which is not even noticeable. So they're not per se talking about, hey, here is the brand and the logo, the big one, but providing value through whatever they decide to do, even if it's a video, a message, anything, right? So very interesting conversation there. Thank you very much, guys, for sharing your inputs. And with this, I now would like Juan and Marty to talk about this wonderful initiative that you have launched. And we all, that's the reason we all are here. We all have been part of the sessions so far that you have conducted, the mindset workout trainings, and directly how is it related to leadership. Please go ahead and talk to us about that. Introduce your mindset workout, model, and then we will talk about our experiences on that. Yes.
Yeah. So Thanks for that introduction. So basically, the physical workout that you guys have attended is a part of the bigger product that we have. And our whole idea is to correlate the physical workout and the physical struggles that you have with the problems that you have in life with your mindset. So if you can go through a physical workout, military style, in which it's very extenuous and long, and you can quiet that little voice in your head that tells you to stop, then in life, you are going to be able to also do that with your mindset. So you're preparing your mind for those obstacles that you find in life and in leadership. So that's the whole idea, is to help you quiet down the little voice in your head to prepare you for life and business.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And having been a part of those couple of sessions and the brief before that was really, really, eye-opening for many of us, if not all, right? So Marty, would you like to talk about your contribution?
I would like to say, guys, as you have experience, the trainings are always simple exercises with a long period of time. So basically they are mentally tiring because you start feeling this pain, it starts burning. So basically what we want to tell, or we want to send this message is like, keep going. Because at the end, when you are on life, on business, on work, on anything, relationships, you need to keep going. Doesn't matter how. So sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's hard, sometimes burns, but you need to keep going. So it's a little bit this initial message we want to give. A leader has to be persistent, has to be flexible, has to keep going. So that's the bottom line of the message we're trying to introduce to the mind of over this on the sessions.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, both of you. And I can tell, many a times when I felt pain in that session, you both helped me so much to keep going, whether I want to make a change in that routine slightly, but keep going. Do not give up. Don't just stop. So that was the message.
I would like to mention as well, one of the feedback we're getting from people is the pain after day. So
yes.
People is telling us
I can vouch for that.
So this is our MVP. The message is people has too much pain the next day. So next time we will try to introduce maybe some kind of stretching or something for maybe to try to minimize this issue. But yeah, the other side of the coin is that people if they come constantly to the course, it's not going to hurt anymore. I mean, the beginning is painful, but so
absolutely.
Yeah, but again, the physical workout is simply a part of the entire mindset. So the physical workout is a voluntary part in which Marty and me will show you that it is possible to go through those changes. But there is a lot of theory and there is a lot of concepts that we apply for the entire consultancy and training on leadership and mindset. And the physical workout is just a part of that. Okay, so it's a voluntary thing. And the one thing that we always do is we will do the workout with you, because for us, it's very important to do it together. We are in this journey together. If you are working with us, we are working all together. It's not that you are the client and we are just the trainers or whatever. No, we are going through it with you together. We are wrapping our arms around you and we want to go through the whole process together with you.
Absolutely. And that's an excellent example of leadership in itself, right? A leader is someone, a manager is someone who instructs, who is task oriented, but a leader is someone who leads by example and he has followers, right? But he works with them. He gets involved with them or whatever task or challenge he sets for the team. And Ahmed, and after that, Kathy can talk about her experience. What about you, Ahmed? I think there was a lot of pain. I will have you say that.
No, so I am, see, that's very funny. I played tennis since I was 7. So I was a very, very, very active kid growing up until my my late teenage years. I played professionally, I was like day in, day out playing tennis.
Great.
But then there's at one point of my life, that wasn't my interest anymore, where I was really lazy. And then the years go by and I'm still very lazy. and the gym for me is not a place that I enjoy. I don't like being in the gym. So I'm more of like, I'd like to play tennis really, like, just to get to that point. So anyway, so when I met Marty and Juan, they're like, oh, you know what, we're doing this thing, you know, and it's all about, because I love business so much. Like I'm an entrepreneur. I love starting businesses and so on. And I do get that voice where I'm in bed sometimes, where I just don't want to get out of bed, you know, and that's what got my attention. Is like, if I can tell that voice sometimes or more times than nothing, that, oh, you know what, you can get up and just get on your business and get things going, then maybe I can do it for my physical health and my fitness as well. So this is what drives me, and this is what brings me to their sessions. It wasn't something that easy for me because of my fitness level and my physique, but even when I was having my stops and I was having my moments where I was stopping, I still know that it's better than staying at home and doing nothing. So it never bothered me, people looking at me, or I'm being like, oh, you can't look at this lazy guy, which I know no one did, but deep in between me and myself, I was very proud of myself, where I can, you know what, I'm still doing 90% better than just being, even if I'm not doing it 100%, but I'm still doing something than just staying at home. And that's still me telling that voice, you know, or that thing in my head that, you know, you can be there and there's progress, you know, and it just takes practice, really, you know. So I really enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
And you were brilliant. In the first one, yes, there were a lot of challenges for all of us. And in the second one, even I could see, you know, how willing you were to give it another go and to keep doing it. So yeah, bless you for that. Thanks, Ahmed. And Kathy, please. Yes.
Well, my experience was very interesting because it's not the type of workout that I usually do. And I like to think of myself as being fit. And I went there quite confident. But then, well, after, you know, when you do things consistently for a long time, even if it's easy exercising, you reach that point that you want to give up. And I really loved the psychological factor. I loved the motivation behind it. I loved the concept of learn to rest, not to quit. And 100% you can apply it to lifestyle, and not only to that classroom, to that room, to that studio, whatever. And this is what I've been learning very recently in life and applying. And I feel that it already it made a difference in my life, that one session that I've already done with you guys, and that I'm looking forward to, you know, to getting involved even more. Wonderful. But I do agree that a stretching session, complementing with a stretching session would be really great.
Great. So we all have pretty much similar feedback. Talking about me, my personal experience, thanks, Kathy, for sharing yours. My personal experience, what helped me really was I was getting back to this kind of workout after, I would say, 6 years now. And what helped me was an open mind, because I went there to experience. And I already had this in my mind that I should not be giving up. Whatever it is, I will go. I will keep going. And I think that helped me in the first one. Second one, I already had few challenges, and I did, you know, speak out to both Marty and Juan, and they were so supportive. They said, you know what, you don't have to be too hard on yourself, but then do minimal, but do it. Keep the consistency going. Yes. And that's yeah.
Since we're running out of time, you can find us in Instagram now, Stay Tough Leadership. And yes, we basically help entrepreneurs, businessmen, people to deal with the employees or whoever, always making them understand that is everything, that all the answers are on you, and you have to be aware that everything is on you and stop blaming external factors.
All right, thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out and sharing your feedback and the experience that we all went through in the mindset workout leadership trainings. And just to conclude, what we talked about in the book, just a little bit of summary, it was the minimum viable product. And why do we have to just dive in with that into the market and then learn from the feedback and the surveys, and where does it go from there? So Juan, if you wouldn't mind just touching upon that last bit very quickly about the summary, and then we will do the wrap up of the session.
Sure. So first off, guys, thank you very much for your feedback on the session. Once again, so the session is just a part of the whole leadership training, but thank you very much. We will take your points into account. Ahmed, we are extremely happy that you find it useful and that we have actually motivated you to do that one little thing that makes you uncomfortable every day. That is kind of the entire point of our training. Kathy and Nush, well, let's keep it up. You guys were already doing some workouts and everything, so let's keep it up. We'll do some more sessions on that also. Absolutely. And just to wrap up on the book, again, just the concept is what we want from that book, because it is a tech startup book. So what we want is create a minimum viable product for your process or your service, launch it, get feedback, start iterating on it, and make it better for your customers.
Thank you. Marty, any parting thoughts on that? Because you
Juan already touches everything. Yes, we are a little bit trying to, trying to deal with the bottom line of the message we want to make our people understand is all on you, you and you. So take responsibility, work out, keep going ahead, and so that's the bottom line.
Thank you very much. And with this, I must say that, acknowledging Ahmed's support in making it all happen, getting us all together, and rendering the resources that he did last time. I'm yet to post that recording. I will do that in a bit. And, keeping his resources ready for us to feel comfortable and do it in that organized manner, the first episode. And Kathy, I believe, joining us from right after your, flight. Thank you very much for doing that as well. And we were having a small conversation about, what are the next plans and what's going to happen next, and where are we actually going to see all this information. Juan and Marty, what is your social media handle that people can find you on? And then Kathy as well. So Juan.
So our Instagram is staytough_leadership. You can find us there. We will be posting there news about future workouts, future retreats that we will be having together with Kathy. And just go there. We'll be posting also some valuable information for you. As we said, we want to provide value to everybody. We want to make the world a better place than we found it. And we truly believe that having a good leadership strategy is exactly what's gonna make that better world for the rest.
Thank you very much. And I think about the information on Kathy's social media handle, I think I'm connected with you on Instagram, but nevertheless, please.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's Mindful Home of Kathy. If you type that in Instagram, you'll find me. I'm complementing the project with the soft part. Stay tough, but soft at the same time, with some mindfulness, with some just bringing some relief. Yeah, post being tough.
Great. It's like coconut,
That's the stretching part.
Yeah.
Like a coconut, soft from inside and hard on the outside. So you need to protect yourself as well. Ahmed, we all know your social media handle, but if you'd like to go ahead and say that once again, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, thanks for having me first of all, and thank you Juan, for Marty, Nushin, and Kathy for bringing a better person out of me. I really enjoyed this, going through this journey with you guys. Our social media ads are Collabs MEA. So yeah, that's on all social media, and looking forward to meet you guys for the next session.
Thank you very much. And from me signing off, Auracious Global Consulting is the social media handle on FB, LinkedIn, and Instagram. That's where you can find us. And coming next episode with the next interesting book, which I'm not going to reveal now, and very special guests in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for your time, and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
Looking forward.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Yes, bye.
Bye. Take care. Bye-bye.